Does everybody got this?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. We have now updated our week 12. Our template's updated. We have the information needed to make our predictions for next week. First off, what kind of numbers do you think we should use to maybe predict the games? What should we do with this information? What do you think? Yeah, I forget that you guys took the intro class. So yes, absolutely. So here is, if we look at this information, so far, Arizona's, their defense has let the other team score this many points each game. Their offense has scored this many points on the opposing team. You can see where there's actually a bye. Yep. Here's what we are going to want to do is we want to find the average of this.
Except the buy.
What's that?
Except the buy, right?
Yeah, except the buy. But here's what's going to happen is the software knows if it doesn't see a number, it's not going to count it. So we're all good. What we need to do, though, is we need to put a column where we're going to compute the averages. See week 17? Let's go select the column right after that. It should say teams. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay, right click. And now hit insert. Everybody do that?
Mm-hmm.
You now have another column. Let's label this. So in the top column here, let's go averages. You'll notice that my cursor, here's what I've done on yours, and I noticed that I did this probably without explaining it. Is that freaking some people out like, why is this going up here and this is over here? And basically what I have done is I've pulled this down so we can actually see the top of this. So that if I scroll down, the headers always stay up there. But you could get rid of this if you wanted and just look at the sheet. Do it one here. I like to see the top. All right. So let's figure out the averages here. And I always mess this up because, you know, the difference between Mac and PC. So here's what you're going to want to do. Put your cursor in this first box in this column that we have made. Okay? Now we're going to hit, see this function key? It says FX. Where we normally write stuff in here. Do you see that? Hit that. Everybody do that?
Yes.
Okay. We are going to, if you look here, you can learn all about the functions, or you can type it in. It's probably easier to type it in to find it. My average thing came right up, but if you can't find it, just type in average and it'll come up. Everybody do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So double click on that. And let me see. Let me make sure I know what you're. Yeah. Did you double click on it? Say okay. All right. So you'll see a number thing. Mine's a little different. If you click that, it looks like kind of like a calculator. Click on that calculator. Here is where you select what you want it to take an average of. I calculated the average from last year and I included it in my calculations because I think it's really cool. It's good. Take your cursor, drag it, start with B3 and drag it all the way over. Wait a minute, I messed up. and drag it all the way over to column S. Everybody do that? Now hit return. What number did you get?
20.67.
Yes! That is exactly right. If you did not get 20.67, raise your hand. All right, we did our first calculation. Congratulations. You now know averages. Here's what you can also do. So let's try this so we can do it a different way. So let's go to the one right below it. So click on this cell right below it. Now what you want to do is put your cursor in that window. You know, right by the FX. Don't hit the FX, just put your cursor up here. What we're going to do is we're going to say equals. As soon as I put that equals in, Excel is going, okay, he's going to do a calculation. So it's already looking for a calculation. Now what you can do is you can just type it in. And I do this a lot. So go average. Everybody type average. Now hit the parentheses. Not the parentheses. That's parentheses, right? A little curvy thing. All right. I'm a science major, not an English major. Just want to let you know that. Yeah, you guys are going, yeah, I'm not a science major either. All right, so I hit the average. Now it's going to tell me I could actually just I could select what I want, or I can actually type in what I want. So remember, in this case, it's B, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So type in B4. Oh, crap. Sorry. Then we're going to put semicolon, or the 2 dot thing. That's telling me 2. So it's saying I want to take the average, that number that's in B4, all the way to, what number are we saying? What is it?
S4.
What is it?
S4.
S4. Oh, yeah, you're right. S4. Then put the parentheses on again. This is basically telling you when you put parentheses, whatever function you choose, that's what cells it's going to apply that mathematical equation to. And now hit return. Did everybody get 31.15? Science! All right. So obviously we got to do this for all these teams, right? Do you think we have to do it individually to each one?
No.
Heck no. I'm all about doing the least amount of work possible. So here's what we do is if we want to take those formulas and transfer them, you can do it to your top one, that's fine. So select the 20.67. Okay. Here is what I'm going to do is I am going to take this, put in the right corner, you'll see it turns into like a little solid cross. Little bullseye. Does everybody see that? Once you put it in the corner, click on it and hold it down and then drag.
That was easy.
Yeah. Stuff is easy, guys, I'm telling you. We have now taken the average for the offense and defense of each team over the entire 2015 season. Right? And this can kind of tell you certain things. You know, look at where are the big numbers at. Let's see. What's the biggest number you see?
The 31 that we talked about?
Yeah, and who is that?
New England has 31 too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Their offense, right? Just looking at this information, just what we did will give you an idea of how good these teams are, right? What's going to make a team based on how we've constructed this Excel sheet, in your mind, what's a good team?
Highest offense, lowest defense.
Yes, right? If your offense typically scores more than your defense, it's probably a decent team. Are there any teams whose offense scores less than their defense allows? Let's take a look. Baltimore, barely. Anyone else? Like, what's the worst team you think? Browns. Let's see the Browns. Cleveland. Cleveland's offense normally is scoring about 19, and their defense gives up 28. That's horrible. Anybody else? Look at this. Look at Cincinnati. Their offense typically scores 27, and their defense gives up 18. That's a good team right there. Cincinnati's going to be good. They are good. That's the thing. You know, when you start looking at the data, it's, you know, you have this bias, basically, is that everything you've kind of learned before kind of affects what you think now. But if you can just look at the numbers, it's going to tell you truly what's really going on. And what I found is there's some really good teams out there that no one really knows about. Kansas City's a great team. Look at Kansas City. Their offense is scoring 26 points. Their defense is allowing about 20. That's not bad. Where's Denver? 24-19. Right now, Kansas City, on average, Kansas City is scoring more points than Denver is. Their defense is allowing just slightly more than Denver. But based on this, I would say right now, Kansas City is probably a better team than Denver. All right.
Was the New England defense is allowing less points than the offense defense?
Yep. We had those areas. Remember, this is just averages here. It's easy to become biased that you go, well, New England's a good team or Denver's a good team, so, you know, they're good. But when you start looking at the numbers, then you can start comparing these teams. Or even if you have two really good teams, right? Broncos, New England. How do you compare those two? You can't just say they're both good. How's their offenses compare? How do their defenses compare? How's that ratio compare? And we're going to get into that. So here I showed you how to do the averages, right? What I also want to look at is, everybody knows means, right? Medians. Everybody know what a median is? Yeah? Medians? That is what I want you to do right now on your own. So I did this average thing. What you're going to need to do is put another column in here, and I want you to calculate the medians for the same information. Okay? And you can do it any way you want. Let's work on that for a while. I just kind of want to see how you play around with this. So again, remember, you're going to have to insert, label this median, and then put your function in. And then transfer it all the way down. We'll see how well it comes out. All right, you're on your own for a minute.